I mostly stayed out of the way today. I don't really know what happened.
That's okay.
But I talked to a few people, and they told me they experienced some magic today, that some people who had never done open space before felt some magic, and they can't wait to take it back to their work and try it out. What I want to do is, what I'm going to do is ask everyone to reflect for a minute, to think about what happened today and what previous 2 days at the conference. Introspect, retrospect. Who are the people you connected with? Who did you meet? Who made an impression on you? Think about the people. What are the things you talked about? What are the things you learned? What passions did you bring? What passions did you discover? Last couple of days, and especially today. I'm going to pass the microphone around and invite anybody who wants to share a few words about their experience.
I discovered that this is one of those things that you don't know that you need to improve until you've done it.
That's the second year I attend this event, and I think it's getting better. And I'll be there next year because it's so, it's great. I mean, you learn a lot. I've met with great people. I had a lot of fun. And I think my takeaway this year is like, well, I don't know why. I don't know what I really don't know.
I come here expecting a totally different experience. I thought I'd be put in a conference room and be told, this is how you've got to do your stand-up. This is how you've got to do your retrospective, and this is what Agile means. This is the essence of Agile. And what I got was, I think, as of now, I don't think it's absolutely any way related to Agile. But it's just that so many different perspectives on the thing that you've been thinking about in the same way for so many years. I suddenly started thinking about them in a different way just because of the past 2 days. So just for that, I think it was very, very enriching for me.
I am a beginner to Agile, and I have to say, being here the past 3 days, it's really just a brilliant methodology because it's so natural. That's what I realized. It's so natural to how human beings work and the relationships that human beings have and the way work should be. So I really appreciate it.
I feel like I've just been in one of the most moving and powerful open space sessions I've ever attended. So I definitely appreciate getting to connect with so many wonderful and passionate people here.
If anyone before this would have told me, I would have convened the session at the conference. I would have said they were crazy. So thanks to everyone for making me feel comfortable enough to do that. It's really, the environment is amazing.
Hi. All the challenges today have been, well, through these last week, well, actually several months, isn't it? It's been really great, and I'm trying to go with the flow with everything and get it to work. And it was really amazing to have some struggles yesterday morning with several issues, and then sit down and listen to Tiagi speak and I had already kind of resolved some things in my brain, and then to hear him actually reiterate and kind of freeze that into my brain that it's about going through struggle to learn is really very, very useful, I think, to keep in mind for myself.
This is my third year, second is helping to organize, and I'm always, since the first time, been amazed at how interesting and invigorating it is, and
So I think for me, the two things, well, one is when I hear from people, many who are quite experienced in Agile, come and say, wow, I went to this session and it just totally like showed me something I never thought about. And that we kind of continue, and one thing I've really enjoyed about this conference is our ability to kind of go beyond perhaps what is traditional, what most people think about as Agile. And actually, Mike, the second high for me was you sharing that you convened a session and never would have done that, because that is absolutely one of our goals, is to see as many people who this might be beyond their comfort to go and do it. So thank you for sharing.
Learning was like common sense is the most expensive thing. And most often people tend to ignore common sense because it's common, so everybody should have common sense. I think this session actually is a great example for those people, like how simple common sense can evolve into greater things. This is exactly what it is, and I think a lot of people should look for it.
So I came here with no expectations, and first time to Agile Games. What I liked is two topics. I think I gave some of the brains here. One thing is about the open space, which is terrific, amazing, and the second one is taking short naps. So I was fascinated by that technique, but I'm going to definitely take away these two items.
I became a volunteer to try and learn more about Agile. What I discovered during the conference was that even better than that, in a non-combative way, it opens your mind up to different perspectives, many different perspectives and new ideas, and certainly hope that in the weeks and months to come that it'll make for many more aha moments.
Hi. Well, Agile is about passion and collaboration, but sometimes in our work environment, it doesn't always feel as collaborative or passionate as it should. So to come into an environment like this, where everybody is so much living the collaboration and passion, and then sharing how to bring it back is just marvelous. The impact of this on all of us, I'm sure, is going to be multiplied far and wide and for long. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
This is my third year as a volunteer, and every year it seems to be getting better, and every year I learn something more about Agile.
Hi, this is my first Agile Games, and I've learned a lot, made some wonderful connections, but I was checking my email this afternoon, and I saw this most amazing thing. Tyagi is now following me on Twitter. I wanted to kind of yell out that from there, but there were sessions going on, so I just showed it to Richard. I'm not going to delete that email. I have the biggest crush on him. I know, me and what are we, right? But anyway, thanks for this wonderful 3 days.
So one of the things that came up in my last session was that even if you had every single Agile process memorized, you wouldn't necessarily know what to apply and how in any one given situation. So for me, sharing the experience of this many people, it's kind of overcoming the blind men standing around the elephant, learning how to apply different things in those situations that I haven't seen before, but other people have. And that was great for me. Thanks. Also like to mention, this is the third Agile Games that I've worked on, but the first one that I've actually gotten to go to.
So this year was my first Agile Games, and I want to thank everybody for welcoming me to it. It's been a great deal of fun. And just seeing people who are brilliant and passionate about what they do and actually going through an Agile experience. It wasn't just that people were explaining to me how Agile was supposed to work, but actually seeing it in practice as just a subsystem of how this whole conference was run was just really an amazing thing to see. So thank you.
I was just excited it was diet soda today. I do have a complaint. I really wanted to take pictures of my sessions and stuff, but everything I was in was so engrossing I kept losing track of myself. I've never been in a conference where every single thing I did just sucked up my brain. I guess I got my money's worth.
sorry, just on that point, my name is David Kramer, and I run the IS team for Agile New England. And a lot of people have seen me running around taking pictures. So in addition to the video, all of this stuff is going to be on the website once we get it all up. There'll be I installed slideshow software on there, and that's all going to get on the website soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was nice conference. I liked it. It felt here. I hope we see you next year. Thank you.
He's from Russia.
This is my second year. Last year at the end, I felt this kind of overwhelmed because I felt like I found my tribe. I don't know if you remember that discussion or not. I didn't cry in this training because it was so exciting.
Not yet.
Not yet, it's not over yet. Well, maybe in the beer last night I was crying.
Because we were laughing so much.
Exactly. The difference this year, convened 2 sessions, introduced a game, ran the game twice, and the game spawned a game. Kind of interesting to see that happen. Some unexpected events happened that kind of blew my mind. I'm still trying to get my hands around, get my mind around that. But in general, it feels good that the tribe is alive and well. Thank you.
This is my 3rd year here, and the thing that I love most about this every year that I've come is how many amazing people there are who are really excited about what they're doing, and you can just go up and talk to them and ask them questions and share ideas. Yes. And the thing I loved that seemed new this year is how many people seemed excited about games with programming and kind of playing games on the technical side of things too, which is something that was sort of coming up a little bit in the last couple of years. But anyway, so yay.
My name is Ram and I'm from New Jersey. I was a little bit disappointed on Thursday because I couldn't attend the session on Thursday due to my job commitments. But I'm actually inspired. I really want to thank all the volunteers because you took the time. I mean, nobody really called you, and it's probably through self-organization, the best example for that. And I'm actually inspired to take this movement beyond Boston. I actually spoke with Andre on this as well, and trying to see if we can set something up in New York, New Jersey area, New York, New Jersey, Philly area. And if you have, if you are really volunteering or if you can help me out with that, that will be great.
This is my first year as a participant in the Agile Games. My previous 2 years have been as volunteer. The great thing is that it's great to have interacted with so many Agilists, at any one time. It's great to go back and say, oh, there's a light still alive. And so I thank you for everything. There's been a lot of learning, which I will probably unpack in due course. Thanks very much.
Hi, this is my first year as a volunteer, and as an outsider, I really enjoyed coming to this conference because I'm a certified project manager, so it's really nice to have very refreshing ideas to bring into software development.
I'm amazed that I convened the session. I'm even more amazed that people came.
And that it was useful.
And the one thing that
Yes.
The one thing that I'll remember is someone said to me, "It's okay, you're in therapy."
This is my second year here as a volunteer and also attending sessions, and I learned 2 very good things. One was with Yagi's presentation yesterday morning, and also with Andre's work yesterday and today. I learned some new things, one of which was Pomodoro. I never heard that before. It was like, wow, this is great. So I picked up some new stuff. And just being in the open space, I didn't have a chance to attend that last year. And I think next year I'll try to come up with something to run in open space. I mean, not open space, but
So this is my first year, first time here at the Agile Games, and my biggest impression with this was just how the sense of community
Okay, it was great, it was inspiring, it was fun, it was thought-provoking. I have so many ideas. I'd say, if anything, the most frustrating part was I wanted to be everywhere, and I had to make decisions, and you know, and it's not like, and I really look forward to figuring out a way how we can continue to share the information of other things that you weren't at, and taking a look at some of these other games and some of the insights, because I know that every single game and during today and every single seminar, or whatever you want to call them, during the last 2 days, there's so much great information there, and it was just great. But that's my biggest frustration, was I wasn't able to clone myself like 4 or 5 times.
My name is Sunny, and I am an Agile zombie. Actually, I'm sorry I didn't attend that session. I missed that one, but I think I was an Agile zombie, and this kind of re-energized me and reminded me that it's not just, you know, the showcase, the planning, the retrospective, but there's so much more around it, and that you can bring that back to your team. So I intend to do that. I learned a lot. Give Andre a plug. I loved that snowflake one. I'm going to definitely use that, because it reminded me of you know, engaging the client and how important that is. Even though we try to do it again. Great concept. So thank you.
Thank you, Nick. So this session really wakes, you know, this warm reception from everyone really wakes me up. A lot of the games that I did, actually, you know, months ago I decided I'm not going to submit to Agile games. I just want to come and play. And I ended up running 3 things anyway. But I think every one of those came to me in an aha awakening moment. You know, the nap thing came to me this morning as I was feeling tired, and I was just kind of zoning out during the opening space piece, and I woke up with this idea in my mind, like, I got to talk about naps. And it was really scary for me to admit that I take naps at work, but this is my tribe, when I can be me. And you still are okay with me having a nap over there in the corner. Like, I love you for that, and I feel very loved. Thank you.
I had the privilege of working with the organizing group, and I am very grateful for that. I think that the team is hardworking, dedicated, bright, talented, enthusiastic. There had been some discussion of our having some sort of forum for continued discussion of attendees after the event is over, and we haven't, to the best of my knowledge, actually made any decision about that or acted on it, and correct me if I'm wrong, David. But, excuse me?
They'll correct you right now.
Yeah. So nobody's actually talked to me about that yet, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, just in time. Yes, actually, we do already have forum software installed on both the Agile New England website and the Agile Games website. I'm not sure which would be more appropriate. You know, you could say that, you know, this is all about Agile Games. Let's put it on the Agile Games website. But it sounds like, you know, we've really been trying to, Agile New England as a whole, has been trying very hard to establish more of a community, not just a monthly meeting thing. And I think there would be value in driving that kind of conversation to the forum software. So let me just mention really quickly that if you go to the Agile New England website and you sign up and become a member of the website, the forum software magically appears. You have to be logged in order to see it. And I will create a new high-level category for Agile Games. And then anybody who wants to put content in there can, be it questions or advice or comments or anything like that. I'd really love to see the traffic driven there, because we'd love to be that community. Thank you.
Say that it would be some non-trivial amount of work for David to set up forums for the different sessions we had during this conference.
and it would be a shame to ask them to do that if they were basically going to be unused. So I'd be interested in a show of hands of how many people would actually attend the online forums if there were forums related to the individual sessions that happened at this conference. So I would say maybe there was a quarter of the people here, roughly. I mean, not a big.
So I'll say I'll do that, but not by Monday.
Well, I don't know whether it was segmented by sessions, that's all. I just think there's so much.
We have a meetup group after, because it's a really bigger discussion to have.
Jeff, what?
Take it away from him.
We love you. I let it go. Anyway, so last thing I want to say is I very much enjoyed the conference and I enjoyed the sessions here. And so thank you all.
I just want to echo what Frank and Andre said about finding your tribe. I feel really thrilled and excited to find myself in a field of human endeavor with such an amazing group of people and such, passion and excitement and such a kind of depth of learning. Tiagi talked in his keynote about a jolt and everything, and I feel like this conference has been a really terrific jolt, the best kind for me. So thank you, everybody.
I really like the concept of unrepeatability, that every team and every sprint and every conference and every game is unrepeatable and has its own intrinsic features that are worth reflecting on. And I like the concept of opting in as being really the difference between work and play. And I think there's something incredibly punk rock about changing your relationship to work so that it's not really work anymore, but you're still getting paid. And Agile is just, I'm a recently certified, very much student of Agile, and looking forward to finding applicabilities for it in my original field. And it's just really, really great to be here. It connects with that part of me that maybe thought that growing up meant picking the least dreary of all the options. And come to find out, there's a whole new set of options. So.
Those of you who have not experienced something like this before, this is incredibly rare and very difficult to pull off. You can put together all the ingredients, but the people have to come with a prepared mind and the ability to open up and be part of that community. I came here expecting to learn a little bit about myself. I have my own personal journey that I think this has helped me with. I expected to learn about Agile. I did not expect to experience Agile, which I think is a lot of what happened here and why it's so powerful for me. So, thank you all.
Everybody said, except for the naps. I don't have on that. But I want to say thank you. It's the first time I have been to this conference, and certainly the first time I volunteered. And there's nothing like leaving a conference wanting more. That's a true mark of learning, is that you're never satisfied. So I think it's
really enjoyed Andre's snowflake game. Thank you for that. In my lean workflow design game, this was the first time we played it at like 2 round tables rather than 1 long table. And it was interesting to see that it made the team think of themselves as 2 separate teams. But then when they shifted to working on the floor, they still saw themselves as 2 different teams. So that was just an interesting thing to see how furniture or surroundings shape an activity. So that was an eye-opener for me. Just want to say thanks to the team who put this together. Agile New England, this is what I was hoping Agile New England could be, is a container basically for people when they have a great idea and they want to just pursue it. We can assemble the same kind of resources that a company would do, right, in order to help some project or activity go forward. And so I think a couple of people mentioned that they convened a session today and they never expected they would before coming here.
Been here to see how playing games, making jokes and laughing resulted in strangers coming together to form effective groups in a very short amount of time. Not only were the groups effective, everybody was engaged. So instead of slowing down work, it actually speeds up work and really does promote creativity and engagement of everybody.
And I mean that. On the, yeah. The downside is I didn't get to interact with everyone. And what I'd like to, and I believe that going forward, I feel comfortable and confident that I could reach out to any one of you and there would be a phone picked up or an email responded to. And I think that that's almost a requirement if we're going to make this more robust and reality in the world that we live in. Thank you.
My name is Jerry W. Wade. I want to thank definitely Michael and Brian and all the volunteers for creating a space into which all of you could do everything that you have done. This conference the past 3 days, Tiagi, all the interactions that I've had with every one of you, the questions, the comments, the challenges, the play, have been very rewarding. About 2 years ago, I was suffering pretty heavily from the I'm looking for my tribe syndrome, and I would weep quietly upon leaving open spaces, so it's okay. It passes. Just sit with it for a little while. And what 2 years later I've realized is that what's happened over the past 2 years is I've just stuck with that thing that set me on fire. And if it's one thing that's become very clear to me over the past 3 days, it's that Agile is a path to learning, play is a path to learning, and learning is part of being human. So please, keep playing, keep with the passion of the fun, because otherwise you're not going to be human. Keep at it. Thank you.
So I'd like to say that my objectives were met, more than met. I had fun. I got to meet some great people that I either got to know at a deeper level or meet for the first time. And I'm really appreciative of all the conversations and sidebars. And thank you all for having me. This is my 3rd time, and it's been another wonderful experience. Thank you.
So I came here to play, and instead I ended up having some very amazing human and deeply personal experiences. Opened the doors to some new friendships, and just experience some magic that doesn't happen at every conference. It's been a really fantastic time, and I'm really, really thankful and grateful for being privileged enough to have that experience.
Did I have to come to from Switzerland to Boston for this? And then on the plane, I sat beside Nancy. So my question had answer part 1 before I even arrived, because we had a nice chat. Archaeological chat about Agile history. And the amazing thing to look at is from the European Agile experience is that an event like this takes organizing, and it's absolutely fabulous to see so many blue shirts of all sizes, ages, Agile history experiences. It's an illustration of how the community is supportive of the movement and of the event. And I'd like to see something like that in Switzerland. So it was very nice to see that. And the no-prop game session, the last time I went to a no-prop game session, we talked about 5. Here we run out of space on the page after 17. So it's definitely been worthwhile coming here. And thank you, Michael, for offering to share your materials for the Agile Games Switzerland session next month.
Hello, my name is Steve. This is my first time here, and I'm grateful that it's in my back door. I didn't have to go to Switzerland for it. I found myself wanting to go to probably half of the offered games during any one session, so it was extremely hard to decide. I just flipped a coin in the end, and I was happy with what I got, which was great. I think this is the first conference that I've been to that I've made over, 3 personal connections. It was more like 25. And also, I mean, this is a tough act to follow, being the last person on the list, because I can identify with just about everything you said. So, thank you all for making it a really great experience.
Thank you all for sharing. So one of the things I said when we opened space is my vision for myself is that I do great things with great people. And that happened today. I saw great things, I was part of great things, and you're all great people. I have a question for all of you. Will you take the great things that you learned this week, this conference today? Will you take open space with you? Will you take the games you learned, the inspiration you got with you? Will you do great things with great people?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's been an honor being with you all today. Space is